You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
Why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it took.
Watch Johnny's bite.
You know, I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it took.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Monday, the 3rd of February. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. I want to say thank you to all our affiliates and all those who joined us on Saturday for the 3FM Fit Start Walk and Challenge at the Aviation Social Center. We have started and it will continue, and there will be a lot more to do week on week as we try and get on a 60-day challenge organized by your Urban Lifestyle Radio, the 3FM 92.7, the Fit Start Challenge. And you should join us so we can all be part of active society. So all those who joined us at the Aviation Social Center, thank you very much. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you Saturday on Saturday while we all try and get fit and sound. I want to also say thank you to all our partners across Kesmi, FM, Lolonyo, all the stations across the country, those that we know, those that we don't know, that pick our live feed of Johnny's Bite and distribute across the world. Thank you very much indeed. For those who wake up early in the morning to make this your morning devotion and your breakfast in Ghana, thank you very much. For those who live abroad, who make appointed time to listen to us, to watch us on social media and on YouTube, wherever it is, thank you very much. We can't take you for granted at all. But this morning, there's a very simple task. Please like and share so that others who have not also tasted what you have been enjoying for nearly 3 years will also come to the table to enjoy some. Now, this morning, I am worried because on Saturday, when I was feeling all sorts of thoughts, I had a call from the Ghana National Fire Service telling me about another fire that had raised down the popular Kumasi Swami magazine. And I was told that 25 shops and 34 cars had been affected, burnt down. And this will not be the first fire we've had this year alone in 2025. And I keep asking myself, have we increased security in the markets? So security is one, but safety is another thing. What has been our conversation on safety since the fire started? Because we know for a fact that our Ghana National Fire Service is sick, for want of a better expression, not because they are not qualified, not because they are not experienced, even though they are bosses and a retiree who has to go home. But not because they are not qualified, not because they are not experienced. It is because they are under-resourced, like the Ghana Prison Service, whose boss is also a retiree who must go home. Same like the Ghana Immigration Service, whose boss is a retiree who must go home. And I won't stop saying it until they go home. But back to the Ghana National Fire Service. We know that the Ghana National Fire Service is under-resourced. As for the prison service, if I want to talk about them, you may weep for them. But our fire tenders have become great grandmummies. Our fire tenders, they have become great grandmummies. There are areas in this country that do not have fire stations, and people live there. People have built mansions. People have invested a lot of their hard-earned cash there. People have their properties and their factories and whatever it is, but they don't care that there's no fire tender, there's no fire station. They don't care. It's not their problem. And then there's another leg of people who are very reckless in how they do their things. They don't care. But my cardinal point for this morning is that the fire service is under a lot of pressure because they are under-resourced. That's one. Number two, I think that as a country we must be interested in the series of market fires that we're getting. You may consider Swami Magazine as a market because it's a very busy area, pretty much like Kantamanto, pretty much like all the other markets, the wood markets that you've seen around the country that have caught fire or that have been burnt down or whatever it is. Is it arsenic sabotage of the government, or is it just mere coincidence that is accidental? Our security institutions should be telling us what they have found. Because you see, beyond announcing that 25 shops have been burnt down at Swami, 34 vehicles that people had taken to the workshop either to have something fixed or something changed, something fabricated to be fixed on it, have been burnt down. It is their private property. And the shops represent livelihoods. So put the people and the human face there, and you will see the essence of what I'm telling you. Put the human face there, and you will see the essence of what I'm telling you this morning. That people are losing their livelihoods, and their lives, which is already difficult, may be much more tougher than you may be thinking about. People are losing their livelihoods, and we're sitting down. We are happy to report that some people are rebuilding Kantamanto. But what about those who do not have the wherewithal, or those who have gone to the banks to take loans? How do they repay back those loans? Where do they get money from to start all over again? And these fires are continuing, and we are just sitting aloof as a country, and we are watching. Who are behind these fires? We have had people come on social media and politically exposed persons included to say that, oh, we know that this was the plan of some agents of the party in power. Fine. So has the Ghana police had the balls to invite them to come and explain what they know? Because if I stand here now and I say that I know who killed Ahmed Swale, for example, or I know the people behind the Kantamanto fires, Ghana Police Service will invite me. Why has the Ghana Police Service failed to invite those people to come before them to have a conversation? Why? The market fires are becoming one too many. And we know how our markets are congested. The market fires are becoming one too many. We know how our markets are congested, which means that the numbers of people in them and the numbers of mouths that depend on them and the people that depend on the businesses that they do, once the market is burnt down, all those people will have their hands on their heads. And they will be weeping. And as a country, if we have a proper social protection standpoint, we will be disturbed as I am. Because this is becoming one too many. I'll show you a very gratifying video of 3 children who saw money somewhere in a school and returned the money. I'll show you that video. We had earlier seen Gosha's video of the students at Swear School. And I'm sure that the children may have taken a cue from it, but also from the tenets that have been imbibed in them. I'll show you that. But let's go to something that has become very, very difficult for me to understand and wrap my head around. And I'm sure that many of you have had that challenge as well. The height of indiscipline in the schools. And we've been talking about Accra Academy over the weekend and for the past few days. Accra Academy is not alone. Last week I showed you a clash between Accra High School and Kimbu Secondary Technical School. That same week I showed you something between Accra Academy and Kateko. You remember some time ago I showed you a video, and I can't show you that video again, but I showed you a video at the Saddle College where a Form 3, I can't show you that video, so let me try my best to describe it because it's too gory, it's too heartbreaking. You can't stand watching it. If your son or your nephew or your grandson is the one who was in that video. Sisters, hold on with this video, please. You can't stand that. Where a Form 3 boy is seen strangling his junior. Come to me, please. A Form 3 boy is seen strangling his junior, a Form 1 boy, holding him by the neck, and then goes to hit his whatever jaw. I don't know how to describe it. On a metallic bunk bed, and instantly the place swells up. And I said here on this platform that if that boy is not dealt with in future, we may see worse. I said it here. I am no prophet. I have not been anointed, but I said this is my pulpit. I said it, that the video that we saw in the dormitory of our Saddle College, where a Form 3 boy had held the neck, strangulating his student colleague because he's a junior, maybe because he had argued with him or whatever it is, and hit his head. He could have died instantly. And I said the police ought to have acted beyond the statement that Adesadel wrote, just like what Accra Academy has written. If that boy is not dealt with to serve as a deterrent to other people, it will become worse. I said it here. Today it has become worse. Show me the video of the students chasing each other on the streets. There are two videos. I showed you Kimbu Secondary School and Kateko. This is Kimbu and Kateko chasing each other on the streets of Accra during contact hours when they're supposed to be in school. Maybe they learnt it from Parliament, because in Parliament, when they had a confusion and misunderstanding, what they decided to do was to get into a brawl. Adults, grown adults with children, family, and friends, in the full glare of chiefs, in the full glare of the media, and everybody else, they chose to play the fool in public. And those were the people who make laws for us not to do some of these things, and they found it worthy to do. This is Kimbu and Accra High. Now, this is Accra Academy and Kateko at each other. And if you know where Accra Academy is and you know Kateko, is just a walking distance. I said it before here. And I will say it again. What you see, Kateko students wearing green and white, Accra Academy students wearing the beloved cream with the khaki, and they were fooling. On the main, this is the main Winneba Highway, the main road. Oh. You see how recklessly they are crossing the road? Main road. Pelting stones, holding machetes. This happened because they saw their members of parliament fooling. They saw them destroying public property. No, they saw them destroying public property. They saw them lifting tables and breaking the tables. They saw them. They saw their role models, the people that in future they want to aspire to become. Some who are ministers, they saw them. 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 Whatever misunderstanding it was. And I thought that this was in the past. Look, I think this is Ashanti region, Prempeh College and Armed Forces Secondary School. Look at it. Molestation. So the conversation is not just about Accra Academy. I'm telling you how things have gone down. Since you play that video, they are asking them to tack in. Look, listen.
Hey, tack in fast. Hey.
See, Armed Forces Secondary School in Prempeh, because they want them to tack in. And is it their duty? There's another video. Show me. I put the videos together for you to watch. Watch this one too. And for the benefit of those listening on radio, these are 3 or 4 boys beating up their colleague because they say he stole something. And you see an inscription. They gave him an inscription to say that, oh, I am a thief. They wrote it on a T-square, what do you call that thing? We stopped doing technical drawing a long time ago. Drawing board. And even the spelling of thief is suspect.
I am a what?
I am a thief.
I am a what?
Instead of perfecting their English, they are there fooling.
What is this?
Huh?
Whose phone? Whose phone? Whose phone is this still? Whose phone is this still? Whose phone is this still?
So you see, the problem, look, show me that crack number 1.
Yeah. I am a what?
Using machete to beat people.
Yeah. You. Sharp. Yeah. You. Sharp. Hey, don't let me sharp. Yeah.
Look, I am sure that if they had, I don't want to say it on radio, but look, so holding a machete or a cutlass and trying to beat somebody else with it, what if things had gone wrong? You have maimed the person for life. And I'm saying this kind of misbehavior, they saw their role models in the house of laws. The same people who crafted the laws and drafted the laws that says, don't do these kinds of things, they saw them doing exactly the same things. And that's why last week I asked the question, that the students of Techiman Krobo Nursing Training and Midwifery College, Techiman Krobo NMTC, there are students there. The understanding I get from when I spoke with the principal is that when they wrote their exams, the exams are private exams, no invigilators from the school, etc. So when they finished, some of them had, cut some of the seats and put foreign materials in there. That was the story. And then when they finished, they destroyed the school property, including louver blades and chairs. And so they called somebody to come and put a value on the destruction that had been done. And they surcharged every student at the Techiman Krobo NMTC 1,000 Ghana cedis based on an instruction they had from the Ministry of Health at the time. Listen to me well. I said, Techiman Krobo NMTC. The principal told me that they had an exam. The students perhaps were not happy with the invigilation because they were being prevented from taking foreign materials in there, and some of them took it there. They cut some of the chairs and the foam, and they stacked all those things in there, destroyed the louver blades, etc. And now they are under the instruction of the Ministry of Health. That's what the principal told me, the prof told me, that they destroyed school property. Somebody was called to put a value on it, and the value is that every student should pay 1,000 Ghana cedis. In Parliament, they are asking those who destroyed the thing to pay, not everybody. For me, it doesn't make sense that I'm sitting by somewhere, like you saw the giddy happening in Parliament. Honorable Ablaji Faguma, she MP for Ketu South, she just walked out. Honorable Bernard Ahiafo sat down. There were other MPs who were calming others down. They were not part of the distraction. The Speaker of Parliament, in his wisdom, is not asking them to pay. So if I'm a student of Techiman Krobo NMTC, and I wasn't part of the distraction, and you have not been able to establish that I was part, why should I pay you 1,000 Ghana cedis? And if I'm not able to pay you 1,000 Ghana cedis, why should you withhold my results? It's a simple question I'm asking. And how much money is involved? I'll tell you the numbers of students that they have. But you see, the breakdown, play the videos of the schools again. The breakdown in our education sector, GES has been quiet on all these things. You know why they have been quiet? Because the professionals at GES kowtowed to the silly and whimsical direction of some political persons. We came and we said, Parent-Teacher Association should become a thing of the past. Does that make sense to you in any way? As a parent, as a teacher, as an educator? Parent-Teachers Association had always been with us, where parents and teachers sit together, and teachers will tell the parents the situation in the school, and then the teachers will also give them feedback, and then they will come to a consensus. What do we need? What do we need to do? How do we approach it, etc. We came and we said, let's take the teachers out of the equation, and let's just have parent association because of political expediency. Today, this is the result. We came and we say, oh, don't cane, don't discipline any student. Leave them. I told you about the situation at West Africa Secondary School where a teacher was accosted by these students. And these students now are so emboldened because nobody disciplines them. Nobody is able to straighten them up. So they come up and they want to literally accost the teachers. Those teachers who are scared and timid, they leave. They teach. They don't say anything. They leave. Play the video of the Prempeh College people. Those teachers who are bold enough, they confront the students. We came and we said, the teachers should not discipline these boys and girls. Leave them. So the girls are breaking bounds. They are sleeping with each other. They are doing their own things. They are smoking. They are drinking. They are breaking bounds during contact hours. They are literally misbehaving. So this is the next generation of leaders that we are raising. What kind of a country? And it is because of political expediency. Simple political expediency. Parent-Teacher Association. So now parents form WhatsApp group, or schools form WhatsApp group, and then the teachers are in there pretending to be parents. Because if they identify you as a teacher there, somebody who is so politically inclined and not thinking about the future of the children will go and report you, and then you will be dealt with. So the teachers also decided to take a back bench. And you go to the schools and there's a complete breakdown. Those schools that do not have strong old students' unions, those schools that do not have strong old students association, like the big schools, oh man, the breakdown is so bad. Because there's no mentorship. The teachers do not give feedback. They are not part of the conversation. They just come in and teach and leave. In the past, we had teachers who were our mentors. We could go to, they could talk to us. Woe betide to you if you're a teacher and you did that in the last 8 years. And I'm saying that the educationists, the professionals at the GES, at the Ministry of Education who sat down and watched, they should be bowing down their heads in shame because they were used for political expediency. I said it. Oh, I said it. I'm saying it. How else do you explain this nonsense that you're watching now? How else do you explain it? Look, we used to, back in the day, had Emmett and then Kimbu, and then you had ATTC and Accra Academy, and then you have maybe St. Thomas Aquinas. You used to have those, but it was not to this extent. You used to have one or two people who would do, but now it looks like it is the entire assemblage of students that are misbehaving publicly. And I'm saying perhaps beyond the complicity of GES and Ministry of Education, they're also learning from their leaders, their role models that they saw on TV misbehaving. They saw it. I am not making it up. I am not saying it. Look, if you know the Kadeshi Malam Highway, this is the road that leads to Kaswa, the road that leads to Cape Coast, the road that is coming to Accra Central. And they are crossing the highway, pelting stones at each other, regardless of what property could be destroyed. They don't care. Where did they learn this from? And the schools have security at the gates. So what were the security doing? In the statement that Accra Academy wrote, they said, oh, the cutlass that the boy used to cane the people was not, it's not a school property, but it was brought from outside. Brought from outside where, and was there no security at the north gate or the south gate? Was there no security? And the boys have been identified. So we have handed them over to the police. It sounds so much like their disco statement. What is the GES's position on this? Not that I've just shown you a series of videos, so just to let you know what is happening in our country. And these videos didn't happen on one day. They happened over time. I spoke about them, but nobody paid attention to the things I'm saying because it is Johnny Hughes saying, oh, Jana say mano, Sakwano, Jana say mano, Kasadodo. And you know, oh, GS na Mobosano. Ghana Education Service. Our beloved Ghana Education Service. That when we were in school, even when you had to go out to go to the National Theatre to do theatre for arts, or you had to go to a debate or quiz competition, or go on a cadet or something, or SRC or something, they had to letter upon letter before approvals are given before students leave. Today, students, they leave the classroom at will, and the teachers can't do FOCO. And the GES's preoccupation, even with the teacher unions, their preoccupation was at the time somebody who had rasta on his hair. Somebody who had rasta on his head. Today, the rasta person has embarrassed all of them put together and showed them that those who had bald head and those who had, you see, let me not say what I want to say. Those who ran this country aground, they had no hair. Oh, yes, those who ran the country aground, they had no hair. They had no hair. Sorry if you have no hair, but I'm telling you, our preoccupation at the time was that somebody had rasta and he couldn't have entered the school. And these were intellectuals making that argument. I couldn't understand it. Those same intellectuals, some of them schooled outside the country, and they sat in classrooms with people who had bushy hair, afro hair, and braids and whatever it is, and it didn't affect their intellectual capacity. And the rasta guy has proven everybody wrong. And the courts have endorsed what he believed in. And you don't have the textbooks. The things that are important are not being dealt with. Today we see the result. Now, I said here, and a statement from the presidency is here. I'll read it for you. This is from Presidency Communications, Sunday, February 2, 2025. Some of the things in here, I'd said it before. And I said that, look, when we were beginning the free SHS thing, there are professionals in this country. We could have brought them to the table and had a conversation. But we made it a partisan thing because review means cancellation. And that is the effect of what we are seeing today. 8-member team giving 2 weeks to plan National Education Forum. President John Dramani Mahama has appointed an 8-member committee to organize the National Education Forum, fulfilling his pledge to the people of Ghana. The committee, chaired by former Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Professor George K.T. Odro, has 2 weeks to submit its report and plan. The other members are Professor Goski Alabi, Professor Rosemary Ebosu, Samuel Ewuku, PhD, and Professor Smile GC. The rest are Kofi Asari, Africa Education World, Stephen Owusu, and Inusa Shiraj. Planning committee's terms of reference include 1, develop a theme and sub-themes to guide the stakeholder engagement. 2, identify key stakeholders in the education sector, including students, parents, teachers, pre-tertiary and tertiary, including private sector, researchers, civil society organizations, development partners, religious bodies, political parties, Ghanaian educational researchers in the diaspora, chiefs, heads of educational institutions, parliamentary select committee on education, etc., to be invited as participants. 3, develop a stakeholder activity agenda with time allocations, example, thematic breakout sessions, plenaries, etc. 4, propose a venue and dates for the forum. 5, set up a secretariat, all those things. Now, 8 is what I'm interested in. Draft a national education policy framework and propose an action plan for implementing recommendations within 3 weeks after the forum. Consider any other issues relevant to the organization of the forum. Signed by Felix Kwachio Fosu, MP, acting spokesperson to the president. We should have done this a long time ago. But because we were so politically stuck, we couldn't do that. Look at how things have degenerated. Now, this is our final video. There's the 3 pupils that I spoke about from Ruby Joe Educational Institute, Educational Center. Now, this school is located, I'll tell you about it, but you listen to them first with their proprietors.
On the floor. Okay, so I'll have it and we'll give it to Sir George. Is this 70? Oh yeah, it is 70. We'll hand it to Sir George. Okay, we'll find the owner. All right, thank you very much. So can you get me Sir George? We'll hand it over to him so we can find who this belongs to. Okay, thank you so much. That's very good behavior. That is being honest. It's a good sign of good integrity. So keep it up, okay? Never take what does not belong to you, all right? Thank you so much. Thank you. All right then, you can go home now.
And the parents of these boys should be very proud of them. And I'm particularly proud of the proprietors. Auntie Adole, good morning to you. Ruby Joe Education Center, Brigade, English Amanfro. The parents of these boys should be very proud of them. That the tenets of integrity, honesty, and all the good things that are being imbibed in them, they decided to actualize it. Their parents should be proud. Their teachers should be proud. And Auntie Ruby, you should be proud of yourself. I am proud of all the 3 layers of caregivers, parents, etc. that I've spoken about. Some people will have taken the money away. You will continue tomorrow. Have a good morning. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Johnny.
Papa.
Yeah, Munia.
Yes, sir. What's it then?
What's it then?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.